And also to all of you who have come because of your passion for education, despite the rain and the wet weather, that has not put you off from coming to this important forum. I also want to thank Professor Lui and also SynergyNet for being such an excellent partner in putting up this particular forum for us to consider a very important topic, which is Hong Kong as education hub, challenges and prospects. I have actually prepared a short speech of 10 minutes, but Ivan says, no, you must cut it to 5 minutes. So what I would do is very quickly to put on the table my concerns, my issues, which I think have to be addressed if we are really to translate the concept of Hong Kong education hub into some kind of reality. The issues that I want to put forward and from which I hope to hear a lot of wisdom from the speakers today to help me resolve these issues are 3 sets of issues. The first set of issue I will call hardware issue. This is the kind of issue relating to, well, where to find the hostels for the students, where to locate the physical teaching facilities, where to add that extra learning space, where to find the funding if we are to go ahead to develop Hong Kong into an educational hub in the region. This is the first set of issue, the hardware issue. The second set of issue, we call them the software issue, which is, of course, to do with, first of all, what kind of policy, rules, and procedures framework should we develop to support Hong Kong to move forward, bearing in mind that Hong Kong, compared with our neighboring countries, is really what we call a new kid on the block. The other countries have already been pursuing actively what they called a global hub, educational hub policy for several years, namely Singapore, Korea, Thailand, Australia, and Malaysia. So how is Hong Kong to make itself visible in the market? How to stand out among these competitors? Where should we put our emphasis? This is what I call the hardware problem. In particular, I think I want Hong Kong to consider and also want to hear from your views regarding which model for Hong Kong to move forward. Some scholars have actually categorized the kind of models that have appeared over the years into 4 different models. The first one is what they call the import model, namely that you set up programs to attract first-degree students from overseas to come to study and also to attract foreign faculty to come to work and teach in your country. The second model is what they call the export model. This is to actually export your courses outside the country, outside the nation state to other countries, and also to export or to send out your faculty to teach at times in those countries where you are exporting your education service. This is a second model. A third model is what they call the partnership model, and this is the model where you jointly develop programs, research centers, research projects with brand name universities, and in order to attract local, regional, and international students. And this is called the partnership model. And the fourth model is what they call the network model. The network model is where you try to merge geographically separate universities to create a new university, or you actually try to develop a new campus somewhere else in another country. And this is a network model. So these different models have different implications for different financing methods, different modes of delivery, different implications for relationships with the industry and with the corporate world. I won't go into detail, but I hope our guest speakers today would shed some light on which model for Hong Kong. Should it be a hybrid model or something new that we can invent for ourselves? I think this is important. And then the third set of issues, which to my heart is the most important, is not just hardware, software, but hardware, 心件, the right attitude, the right mindset, and the right set of values for wanting to develop Hong Kong into an education hub in the region. What are our values? What is the mindset? Is it just to make profit for ourselves? Is it just for the interests of Hong Kong? What are we trying to achieve here? What is the vision for higher education in the world that we're trying to achieve? I think one thing I want to point out very clearly is the trend towards developing into an educational hub often entails a closer relationship between universities and the industry, between university and the corporate world, because universities have to become more dependent on funding, on the support of the corporate world and the industry. Now, this is good on the one hand because it makes in the university not so remote from everyday life, but it has its danger and threats because universities are increasing under the pressure to align their teaching and research to the needs, objectives, and interests of the industry and of the corporate world. Now, to what extent this will threaten the academic values of a university, like values of integrity, like values of autonomy, like values of honesty, like values of fairness. I think these are things that we need to think seriously about. How, on the one hand, we should profit from this development, but at the same time to limit excessive commercialization and commodification of university, particularly for certain disciplines like philosophy, which can never be translated into money or merchandise that would bring benefit immediately to industry and to the corporate world. Will they be sidelined? How are we going to protect these important disciplines and also core academic values which make us universities? I think these are the set of issues I would like to hear from our distinguished speakers today. And finally, I want to thank several co-sponsors and co-organizers of this forum. This is the fourth public policy forum organized by the Governance in Asia Research Center. When I pronounced the name, I had certain feelings because I was the founding director of the center and I've given it up for a year, so I really miss it. But I'm very glad to be invited back. And also to SynergyNet and also the chair, the main Professor Ray Yap, and also the Assistant Director, Professor Liu. And also I want to thank the Hong Kong Council of Social Service, the Business and Professional Federation of Hong Kong, who have been our close partners. And also we are now adding one more partner to our list of co-organizers and co-sponsors, and that is the Center for Governance and Citizenship, just newly established at the Hong Kong Institute of Education. So we hope to move forward in the years ahead with even more exciting public policy debates and forums with your support. Finally, I'd like to wish you a very successful and exciting debate on today's topic. Thank you very much.